And so, I mean, it wasn't easy. Don't get me wrong. Of course, that wasn't easy.
Jesus, yeah.
But it was also, I think, like in retrospect, it was just part of, I'm not the same person now. Like, it just doesn't fit anymore, you know? And so that was one thing. And I guess people could be scared of that, but also then I'd be like, because I've had that conversation with some people who were talking about mega potencies, and I'm like, well, this is what happened for me. So just so you know. And it's like, but if that's scary to you, it's like, well, then you already know.
Yeah, no, you already
know. There's crust in your life that you're holding on to.
Yeah. Welcome to the Driving to the Rest podcast. This is Inelia.
And this is Larry. Just a quick note. If you're hearing this, you're on our free feed, which means you'll only get the first part of this conversation.
To access the rest, go drivingtotherest.com and subscribe to the Wisdom Keeper Hour.
Join us and our expert panelists for detailed insights and the after party where you're invited to join in the conversation. Head over to drivingtotherez.com and become a subscriber.
Your subscription keeps this podcast ad-free and helps us keep the lights on and maybe even get a decent cup of coffee. More importantly, it connects you with a community of passionate wisdom keepers like yourself. So if you're ready to go deeper, join us at drivingtotherest.com and support the journey. Hi, Ash.
Hi, Nelia. How are you?
Great. Thank you for coming to Wisdom Keeper Hour.
Yeah, it's so nice to be here.
Yes.
We miss our Larry, though.
Yes, we do.
We do.
Yeah.
So we're talking about crust removal.
We are.
Yeah. Did you have any questions for me today, or should I just
I wonder what you brought for us. What did you bring for us?
Awesome.
So before you start,
Yes.
when did you start this crust removal? And you're part of the 21st of June group, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So to go to that, so it started, I think, in February.
Okay.
When the decision was made. You and I were having a conversation in your office one evening here at the ShamanShack about how you were like scratching at your crust and how you had to do it very gently because it was impactful on the people around you. And then I had said something to you along the lines, I think I said, what can we do to help support you in that? And you said, remove your crust. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. We can do that. And you said, okay, when?
By when?
By when? Yeah. And I was like, and we were talking about maybe the end of the year. And I was like, no, I'm quite a procrastinator.
Yes. Yeah.
I'll just start working on that in November. So we should get started on that now. So then I think I said like, by the summer. And then we thought about it and agreed to summer solstice. And then we shook hands on it.
We did.
And I was a little scared after that because I realized, oh my God, I just shook your hand on this big agreement. What's going to happen if I don't do it? Like, well, I better get started now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was February.
Yeah.
That
sounds about right.
February.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And how did you rope everybody else to join you in this endeavor?
Well, Kara's easy. Because, Kara, I was just like, oh, well, I did this thing with Anelia. And she's like, I'm in. Like,
what is it again?
Yeah, exactly. She's like, yes. And I think she was in India even at the time, but she was still like, yep. And then with Ileana and Larry, I just told them about it. We had like a mystic meeting, and I had just shared about what we had agreed on and what I was working on. And they're like, oh, that's really cool. And then I think there was a little bit of reluctance maybe on their part at first. Like they wanted it, but the commitment side, like shaking your hand and really committing, if you remember, they're kind of like, yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. And then I think we revisited it the following week.
Yeah. I think they had to shake hands proper.
Had to shake hands proper. And Larry, I think, was the most like,
resistant to it.
Yeah, exactly. But then he did it. He shook your hand proper and was like committed.
Yeah.
And then of course when Kara got back, she did the same. And again, it just took like 5 seconds saying it to her, and then she was like, I'm in, let's do it.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then we shared it with the community, and I think we even shared it in the podcast too. So I think some other people on like Walk With Me Now, on the forum, we're planning to do it too. And And then I remember being like, well, what do we do? Like, how do we do this?
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing that you had been exploring and you were sharing with me that same evening we were talking about removing the crust was these megapotencies in homeopathy.
Mm-hmm.
And you had said, like, well, I read the book or I'm reading the book, and there was a couple or one that I got like a bit of a niggle for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was your full language of it, but essentially. And then I was like, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to check it out. I'll get the book and I'll check it out. You didn't tell me which one or anything. But you had just referenced, like, I thought of you for it. Mm. And then I think you had also talked to a couple other people in the community. And I'll just say it because Fred's on the podcast. You had mentioned it to Fred, and Fred's like, we got to tell everybody.
Yes.
We need to tell the whole community. And then a study group within the community was created from there, where we all start reading the book each week. We're reading a new chapter and meeting on Fridays to talk about it. And then some of us just started ordering the megapotencies and just started taking them right away, kind of blind, just like, we'll see what happens. I was one of those people, a little bit more my style, I guess, with that. And then it was all, the rest was history from there. So it's probably, I think megapotencies probably started in March. At some point.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you keep a journal? Because that was really important, wasn't it?
I did. Like, my notes get less and
as
less
the time progresses.
In the beginning, it was like every little breath and ache or pain or something that happened. And then later, it's just like kind of a short little synopsis. Yeah. I felt all right. I slept fine. You know, nothing significant. Or I had nightmares. Or and I wanted to be able to trace timing because there's things that would come up that you didn't maybe recognize in the moment was related to the homeopathy and the megapotency. And then in retrospect, you look back and you can kind of see all the pieces coming together in the timeline of it. Yeah. And there are some big events, some small, maybe insignificant seeming. Just like I had a rash, or I had like a pain that moved up, like from my shoulders to my neck to my jaw and like out my crown, kind of energetic thing. So it was a big variety, but what I found was with the megapotencies, it's, you know, we talk about like holistic medicine as a common term, I think, at least in North America referenced, and it's kind of holistically of the whole body. There's looking at like behavior, looking at lifestyle or environment, but this is like holistic to a whole different level when you're working with megapotencies. This is like ancestral, lifetimes,
like human collective.
Yeah, so it's like the max of it all. And I think I had experiences in every single one of them when I was like, oh, this is like feels very tied to the human collective, or this is like I could see my ancestral line. And you know, it was, I can go into more details as we go on, but it was like things like that where or I can see this is connected to that past life. And so it was a lot. It wasn't a small thing, that's for sure. Yeah.
And how are you doing with your crust? Did you get rid of it all on the 21st, by the 21st?
I don't think it's all gone. But I feel like what's left is, it's like crumbly, if that makes sense.
So it doesn't quite catch. Maybe.
It doesn't catch. Yeah. Like there's been things that have come up since the 21st where normally I probably would have like not even seen, and it would have just like been spun and over and done in like several months or who knows what, and never would have looked back, you know? Where now I'm like, I'm hearing it different, or I'm seeing it different. And my initial, like, let's say reaction might have not changed at first, but then I like kind of copped on quickly and I was like, wait, or had the right allies, you know, like drawing attention, and I actually heard it, or right. So
that makes a big difference.
It makes a huge difference. It's like being receptive to it. So I would say I feel different. Like I don't feel like I'm the same person at all from when we started this. I think my crust is significantly gone. And then, like I said, what remains is less dense and it's like sand-ish now, or maybe like there's more space in it that things can fall through and not like latch on. Like you don't, like the hooks aren't in deep, if you will. Like it's just more superficial.
Do you have any ideas why you would have kept any of it after the 21st?
Okay, so I've been thinking about this because there's a little bit of frustration on it too. Like about like, oh man, like why is there any left? And there's a couple things that come up. One, like we had our enlightenment class yesterday. And one of the questions one of the things you had mentioned here at the ShamanShack, you said that like anybody can be enlightened like now. Like our listeners, you're listening. You can just be enlightened now. Just do it. Right? And as you're saying this and you like repeated it a couple times and I'm like, okay, yep, now. And I'm like, now. Wait, why not? And it was like quick. It was like, oh, because we've been there, we've done that, and it's boring. Like I was like, oh, okay.
And then you listened to that?
Did I listen to it? Well, that was then the question remains to me in the exploration of it. Like, well, is it because of what enlightenment was when we did it?
But you're psychoanalyzing it now.
Oh, okay.
So did you listen to it?
I did.
Yeah. See, that's the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah. So how does that relate to your crust then?
So to me, what it relates to is like, if my crust was gone, then like being enlightened and my true being correctly perceiving my true nature. Do you think it's the same thing? I don't think it's the same, but I think it would support one to the other.
Ah, okay.
Right?
No.
Oh. Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, there's plenty of people around the universe, like trillions and quadrillions of people around the universe, humans, who live their lives outside of the light-dark paradigm, so they don't have a crust at all.
Right.
And they're not enlightened.
That's a good point.
They're having experiences in the physical universe without truly perceiving the true nature.
Okay, so then I have to go back to the start of your first question, or the question that was, why did I hold on to my crust?
So if I say to you now, drop your crust right now. Do it. Click. Did you do it?
I feel like I dropped some of it.
But did you?
I didn't drop it all.
Why? What came up?
There was like, I'm not prepared.
There you go. There could be one of the firewalls.
Right?
Yeah, I'm not prepared.
Okay, I'm not prepared. Like, what does that mean? What is like...
No, you just I'm not prepared. Where is it in my field? You know, don't psychoanalyze it.
Well, what I mean by that is that was the response of what does it mean to have all my crust gone? Like, I'm not prepared.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I'm not prepared. Okay.
So that could be a firewall. It could be something else, you know, but it's something that you can work with.
Totally.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's a mystery. It's like, why would people hold on to it?
I don't know it. Like, well, now I do because I'll look at it. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I didn't drop my crust, I guess, and I was a little bit worried that, oh no, something might happen, you know, to like force me to, but that didn't happen. That I'm aware of. Like,
I think it's incompatible with dropping the crust, quite honestly.
To what?
To have something bad happen to you.
Because you didn't drop it? Yeah. That's a good point. Because there's like, well, what will happen if you don't do it? Well, it's like, it's kind of like any goal that you had, like, oh, I'm going to lose weight by this date.
I tell you what happens if you don't drop it by the 21st.
Yeah.
You still continue with the crust.
Yeah, exactly.
And everything that means.
Yeah.
Which is not pleasant.
Yeah. Right. That in itself is the...
Yes.
Yeah, the crust of it.
That's the crust of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to be processing that firewall now.
Did you figure out a new date for everybody? To get rid of the rest of the crust by?
Well, I was thinking sometime in December, and there's a winter solstice. Yeah. So we could go to a new date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So winter solstice sounds good.
That sounds great.
When is that? 22nd, I think, or something?
Usually like sometime between the 21st, 22nd, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you better tell all your buddies
Yes.
we have a new date.
Yes. Do we have to shake on it again?
I think so.
All right.
Yeah.
December 21st. Well, winter solstice,
Okay.
December 2026.
Okay.
Yes. Removing our crust.
Yes. Done.
It's happening. All right. Cool. I'll tell all my buddies. You'll have a lot of people potentially coming to shake your hand and say, okay, deal. I don't know why it feels that way. Like shaking your hand makes it like I committed, you know?
It's one of those strange things that are human collective dictated. You know? It's very bizarre.
Yeah. Oh, well. Thank you for being willing. That's cool. Yeah. So, and it's not for the faint of heart, I will say. Like, meaning it's intense. You know, it's like, it can be intense physically. It can be intense, like, mentally, emotionally, but also, like, in your life. Because what I found was, it's like, all of the scaffolding of my life, that like the foundation that was based on crust, as the crust crumbles, you know, so does that, right?
Do you have an example?
Oh, yeah, I have a big one. So when we started this, within 1 week of me, and this is just the homeopathy, taking mega potency, I took one remedy and one potency of that remedy. I didn't even take multiple. And within 1 week, my marriage was like over. Oh my God. 1 week.
You're like, selling this really well.
I know. But I mean, it's like, it's real. Like, would you, and why? You know, it's like, why? Because everything that was
a crusty marriage?
Well, like everything I think that was based on like the crust of it that was holding it in place and keeping it compatible. Once that crust was gone, it's like, oh, this is no longer compatible, you know? But it wasn't, this is the cool thing, the collective thing. It wasn't just me. You know what I mean? It was also my spouse. Like, it was like clear, the incompatibility, like, was visible, right?
Could not be denied.
It could not be denied. And like, and it was, so it just, in a way, it made it easier, because if we had been left to keeping crust in place, we probably just would have like continued.
Right.
And, you know, maybe been damaged from it along the way, maybe not, maybe just avoided things or missed out on opportunities. I don't know. But like, being that the crust was removed or crumbled, that was allowing it to stay, like, and being able to see clearly, like, oh, wait, this is not going to work. And like, the clarity, it just
couldn't be denied.
It couldn't be denied.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that wasn't easy. Don't get me wrong. Of course, that wasn't easy.
Jesus, yeah.
But it was also, I think, like, in retrospect, it was just part of, I'm not the same person now. Like, it just doesn't fit anymore, you know? And so that was one thing. And I guess people could be scared of that, but also then I'd be like, because I've had that conversation with some people who were talking about mega potencies, and like, well, this is what happened for me. So just so you know. And it's like, but if that's scary to you, it's like, well, then you already know.
Yeah, no, you already know.
There's crust in your life that you're holding on to.
Yeah,
And
I love the scaffolding example you gave. You know that there's a scaffolding made of crust, and that's why you're afraid of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, and actually I used the homeopathy to even help support me through that process, you know, where
the loss and
the heartache and all of the things that come with that. And that like made it bearable, you know, like that made it like, and your music, actually, this too shall pass or will pass, I think is what it is. Yeah.
This too shall pass.
Yeah. Like that song, like all of that just helped keep it moving. So I didn't get stuck, you know? And then I had this like June 21st deadline. And so it was like, I couldn't get stuck in a way.
Right.
And maybe it was my remembering the future. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to do these things and manifest it, because this is a great time and opportunity to like, you know, whatever. So, it moved that forward. Yeah. And I think part of it, the crust removal kept happening during that, but it was also like what I've found with homeopathy is kind of the like triage is like the immediate thing that's going on is the homeopathy will be working with that. And then like maybe the other stuff that's in the background gets kind of missed, if you will, like until you're ready for it.
Right.
You know? So yeah, I think there was more like focus on immediate, right? And then it shifted back into like at some point I felt like, okay, now I'm like back more in crust removal, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and there were so many other things where I was mentioning like through my lineage, right? So I randomly started, not randomly, it's not random at all, but I started studying men and women in relationships, right? Because it was of interest and hey, look, I just had this relationship thing happen. Yeah. So I started like looking into and researching about, you know, the nature of men, the nature of women, communication, relationship dynamics, all these things. And like, I'm going to educate myself. And I'm also super curious about this. And it was through some of it, like I actually found there was like a belief that I had, that like men were in some way like maybe not as intelligent or not as like refined as women, let's say it that way. And it wasn't like a clear like known belief. It was something
almost like my mother used to say, man's evolutionary jump is woman.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there's just something there that was like discrediting, discounting, just like invalidating men. Yeah. And I had never seen it before, but actually if I look to like my life in my 20s, I was like this kind of like sort of pseudo like feminist, and like it basically like men are responsible for the patriarchy and it's all their fault already. So there's like, that was more visible then as I grew up. It wasn't like, so it wasn't there, but there was something, right? And I think part of it was the homeopathy being able to even see that. But then, so I started like looking into this and researching, but so data was coming in and conversations with people and the books I was finding, or, you know, videos that were coming my way and all of this stuff. It was like I was receptive and open to receive it. And then I like, it shifted and I like had this like realization like, oh, wow, I'm actually really grateful for men. And I actually like I see how compatible men and women are and like our healthy expression, right? And it like the structure and the power, it's not that it didn't make sense to me before, because I'm a soul, like conscious level, all made sense, but I could like feel it. If that's clear. And so, anyway, getting into all of that was like shifting for me. But then it also, like, so I continued with homeopathy and doing other things, but this is also in the background of things I'm studying, which I think also is related to all this crust removal, right?
Of course.
So then, of course, I take like a round of homeopathy to aconite. Well, when you take your homeopathy in the mega potency, there's a list of things it does, and you don't know what you're going to get. Right. You know, you might get physical. You might have like one of the symptoms or one of the attributes that it addresses, or you might get all of them.
Or none.
Or none. That's true, too. You might get none. So in this instance, I realized like I was really triggered. Like my body was feeling really unsafe with men. And I didn't consciously, like, I wasn't picking up on the cues because I didn't, like, from, again, mind, soul level, like, I wasn't feeling that way at all, right? But then physical body was triggered, right? And I wasn't handling it. I woke up in the morning and I had a dream, you know, that was a nightmare. And then it all just kind of like snowballs from there because my body's triggered, right? And I was not conscious that that's what was happening. But aconite specifically, one of the things that address for women is fear of men. And then for men, it will address fear of women.
Wow.
And it didn't dawn on me in the moment, like what was happening. Anyway, so it took me like a day or two to kind of like figure out like, oh, this is the homeopathy. Because I'm like, why is my body so stressed? What is going on? You know, I'm putting all these defenses up like
Did
around
you
me.
destroy any of your relationships at
I
the
did
time?
not, thankfully, but I tried.
Oh my God.
Not literally tried, but like my actions were like
Yes.
on the verge of that, you know? And I'm like putting these defenses up. And
Is he
then
still alive?
Yes, totally. And I'm like, I'm just, you know, like, this is just what I need right now. And like, I'll like kind of justify it in it. And then I realized like, wait a minute. And it was all like boundary talk, you know, because there's a lot of boundary talk in like relationships, like counseling world, whatever. I'm like, I'm just setting my boundaries. And then I'm like, wait, but that's all defense. Why am I in defense? Right? So I stopped being defensive. And then everything started to shift. And then I could see, like, what's really going on here? And then I finally picked up, oh, my body's, like, super tense. And I'm flushing. And all this stuff is happening. I'm like, okay, there's something here. And my world around me is just, it's not actually based on that. That's, like, the story that I'm projecting it onto.
Right.
There's something behind it. So I I checked out of everything. I'm like, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to have a salt bath. I'm going to like go into this. And then when I did, and I was processing, and I was doing, using the fear processing exercise that I had recorded in my voice.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And then when I found it, so I just, as I looked at the bundle, I could see it was my physical body, right? And I already knew that because cognitively I wasn't in the same place with it.
Right.
So it was my physical body. And then I could see my family members. Like I could see on my maternal side, my mother, my grandmother, my sisters, my cousins, like my aunt, everybody on that side of the family. And that it spanned beyond them. And it was this program where men are terrifying, like physical threat to the body, you know? And I was like, whoa, okay. And even I could like, you know, there's just stuff coming up, right? Like not mine. And none of it felt like personal. It was just physical body elemental. And like I said, lineage. So then I was like, okay, I've tapped into the right thing. And then I processed that. And, that again, it was like, wow. Like I'm like, I feel like this is processing beyond just me.
Yeah.
Right? This is like a lineage processing. And it was just incredible. And it was great that I had the tool to do it, to like handle it, you know, the wherewithal to do that. But it feels very liberating. So I still have it on my list to keep checking because sometimes it feels like something could be gone and you're like, oh, it's done. But like, I like to just check in periodically and be like, okay, is this actually complete? Where are we at? But my body feels pretty happy with where we're at. The pain, the tension, all the things are gone. And
nice.
So, yeah.
You seem a lot more relaxed today than I've seen you probably ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great
Like
sign.
you, almost like you're very comfortable in yourself, you know?
Yeah.
In reality.
Well, that was one of the realizations that came from it is because I'm like, this is completely giving away my power, right? It's saying like,
well, you can hurt me.
You can hurt me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, no. That's not going to happen.
Right.
You know? So thanks for saying it's nice validation in the work, but it's also like, I feel it too. I feel like I can be more feminine. I feel like more comfortable. I feel more relaxed, more myself in like my true nature. Yeah.
Nice.
So like since we started, but also, yeah, beyond that.
Brilliant. Did you bring anything else?
I mean, I think that was a lot. I think that's like most of the things that I was going to talk about, kind of all rolled into one.
Have you found any, because of obviously there's a whole group that's doing this work and they were going to do it on the 21st and all that, right? Have you witnessed or felt any changes in that group, within that group that was doing this work, and even maybe the group that it can affect, the environment it affects? Have you noticed anything? Any changes?
I feel like as I tune into it, like the group feels more relaxed. There's just like a layer of crust that's not there. You know, like I know it's like not that descriptive, but like it does feel like the group has changed. It feels like being a part of the community here is just easier and things just flow. You know that the saying like water over off a duck's back? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like it rolls off like water over a duck's back. Yeah. It's kind of like that kind of experience. It feels like although things kind of come up, it's like not just me, but it's like everybody's just like lets it roll off like water over a duck's back. Like no one's like, and I can't say no one, but people aren't like holding on and starting like, okay, now we're going to get into a battle or like we're going to get into like a
thing,
an eruption over this. Right. Yeah. I've noticed that like I'm so much closer to people in the community than I was before. Like doing things together, planning things, talking about things that like maybe like a couple people, and now it's like, you know, the women especially, like I feel like we come together so much more and like it's even more enjoyable. Like there's not like those programs of separation or rejection or you know, whatever we're projecting.
Yes.
And it's just more relaxed, you know, and even the community feels like people are stepping up more in different ways. You know, we had this big solstice event. You weren't even here for it, but it still happened and people still showed up.
Yes.
Which like, if people like in the past, it was like, Anelia's not going to be there and she's not hosting it.
Then
like,
it's not happening.
See you later.
Yeah, I'm not coming.
Not even like, I'm not interested. I'm not coming. Just like nothing's going to even happen.
Right. That was very different.
Very different.
I'm very proud of all of you.
Hey.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd say yes, a lot has changed.
Very nice.
Yeah.
What projections do you have, like at a personal level and also group level for December when the rest of the crust is gone?
Wow. Well, what feels like to me is like the tribe's going to be bigger. That's what when I tune in, it's like there's more people. And maybe that's people who want to be here, who aren't here, or like able to be here.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
And we're open to them too.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, with the solstice, we had people who've never really been here before join us.
Yeah.
And they loved it. And it was all like, they're like, wow, this is like a really amazing experience. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it reminds me when you said that description of those people and the reaction, it reminded me when Larry and I first got the ShamanShack, it was pre-community, right? But it was about the human collective, the high frequency human collective and Gaia meeting place. Yeah. And I remember we were out there, I think we were cutting grass or something. And with the conversation was like, so now we have the property and we're investing a lot of funds to get it ready, but where's the people? There's no people, right? And we turned around when we were looking at it, the words of build it and they will come, you know, from that movie. Yeah. It's a Christian movie and it's all about God, but we translated it into build a fairy playground and the fairies will arrive.
Yeah, totally.
And that was all those years ago, like, what was it, 10 years ago?
Yeah. Right?
And it feels like finally at a community level, at an energy level, that's happening.
Yeah.
Like build that energy of where fairies can play and they will come.
Yeah. Yeah, so totally.
It reminds me of that.
And because the fairies are actually playing, right? Yeah, the fairies aren't like stuck on ego triggers and battle anymore. Like we're actually playing and just enjoying and
drinking milk and honey and
exactly. Yeah. And I don't know if you've talked about this already, but like we're planning a gathering and like the whole thing around it, like you and Larry are like marginally involved. You're like not really, right?
Well, I did
check across the street.
I did book us and got us the field across the street.
Thank you. Yes.
So
Yes. I don't want to discredit that. Yes. And Larry has been involved in the conversations and build up too. But like as of late, at least like what we're creating for this event, my point is more just like, it's not just on your shoulders that you two have to be there and make it happen.
Yeah. And that's the whole point of all of this experimenting consciousness is how groups can healthily work and function in a high frequency way, in a healthy way, without having a mommy and daddy taking care of them.
Exactly.
Right?
You know, we had a meeting yesterday. We have like a ShamanShack management group to like sociocracy, the circles, the management groups to like take care of certain things. And so the management group came together because we look at like, okay, what projects do we need to have done around the property, finances, things like that. And we talked with the management group, I guess it was on Friday, about this event we want to have. And we're like, well, we decided we want it to be a co-creation, you know, where Gaia and the human collective meet. And the human collective comes in and stewards the property. You know, we take care of the ShamanShack, the building. It needs some painting. We take care of, you know, freshen up the labyrinth, work in the garden, like all these different things that we can do.
That's beautiful.
Exactly. And many hands make light work. And we can go like have like a bonfire after and do sky watching or go into the woods and look for Sasquatch or go to the river or the lake and, you know, paddleboarding and swimming, whatever.
Do the box exercise.
Do the box exercise. Yeah, the cleansing.
Burn it up.
Yeah, the cleansing exercise at the fire. Like there's so much that we can do as well, right?
Yes.
And it was inspired by what we did in Colorado, but like being open and bringing it here. And like, I think at one point someone was like, well, is Larry going to be here? Because we're going to need him for X. And I was like, we should just assume he's not going to be here because of fishing. Like, and which isn't, I don't think the case is what he said. I think he will be here. But in the planning part, right, it was like, let's just figure it out ourselves. And again, it's just like, we did, you know, and we're doing it and we're like taking it to the next level and we're going to like communicate soon, everybody, when you're listening, you know, we'll communicate soon on dates and all the details. But it's not dependent on Larry and Anelia anymore because everybody's standing on their own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Rather than like infantile, like stuck in our crust. Right. Yeah. And that's how it feels in my life. Like I'm standing on my own 2 feet. Right? Yeah. It's just totally different.
Nice. Yeah.
It's great.
I love it. Thank you for that and sharing all your process. It's been great.
There's a lot of process. Thanks for your help along the way.
You're welcome.
Join us for the rest of this conversation at driveintotheres.com.
And when you go to driveintotheres.com and you join in the rest of the show, rest of the second hour, you also get to join in the after party. 9:00 on Fridays, we all get together, including you.
Greetings, Martha.
Hello, Anelia.
Thank you for coming to the Wisdom Keeper Hour.
Oh, thank you for having me.
What did you bring? What did you bring with you today?
I brought all kinds of thoughts about the crust.
Nice.
Not pie crust, the other crust. Pie crust you want. The other
this crust, not so much.
Not so much. No. I love that we're talking about crust because it's made just the fact that there is a crust more visible to me.
And were you part of the group that decided to get rid of it by June 21st?